Imagine a time when pants were forbidden, even considered barbaric. It might sound strange today, but there was a time when the Roman Empire rejected pants completely. So why did the Romans shun them for so long? Let's dive into this curious part of history. The Roman Empire was a society deeply entrenched in tradition. Everything, from politics to clothing, was about preserving its cultural values. And pants? They were seen as a symbol of barbarism. In 397 AD, Emperor Honorius went so far as to issue a decree banning the use of pants in the city of Rome. Breaking this law, punishable by exile. But why? For the Romans, pants were not just a fashion choice. They were a direct link to the so-called barbarians like the Gauls, Germans, and Parthians. These foreign people wore pants out of necessity to survive their harsh climates. For the Romans, though, wearing pants was a rejection of Roman culture. It was seen as unrefined and, frankly, un-Roman. In ancient Rome, clothing wasn't just about comfort, it was about identity. The toga was the ultimate status symbol, worn by Roman citizens at public events and important ceremonies. It wasn't just fabric, it was a symbol of privilege and citizenship. However, the toga wasn't always the most practical choice, especially in the hot Roman climate. Enter the tunic, a more breathable and comfortable alternative, but still an essential garment that held cultural weight. And for married women, the stola, a sign of respectability and social standing. For the Romans and the Greeks, clothing reflected civilization itself. Their fine, modest clothing marked them as the superior culture, while the pants of the barbarians symbolized everything they deemed uncivilized. The Romans saw pants as something worn by foreigners, not something fit for their own distinguished citizens. And then there were the Parthians. They didn't just wear pants, they decorated them with vibrant colors and patterns, which the Romans viewed as excessive luxury. In Roman society, simplicity and modesty were valued, making the Parthian style seem almost gaudy. But that wasn't the end of the story. Despite these cultural taboos, pants slowly began to make their way into Roman life, especially in the colder regions of the empire. As the Roman Empire expanded, it encompassed territories far beyond the Mediterranean. In places like Britain, Germania, and along the Danube River, the winters were brutal. Roman soldiers stationed in these regions had to find a way to survive. The freezing cold and the tunic simply wasn't cutting it. In these northern outposts, pants were the practical solution. They provided warmth and protection against the harsh climate, unlike the traditional tunics that were designed for the warmth of the Mediterranean. Slowly but surely, Roman soldiers began wearing pants as part of their military uniform, not for fashion, but for survival. Over time, the practicality of pants began to shift Roman attitudes. While they remained taboo in many parts of society, the military embraced them. After all, they were soldiers, and survival came first. The pants that were once a symbol of barbarism had now become a practical solution for Roman military life. So, what would you choose? If you lived in ancient Rome, would you wear the traditional toga, or would you risk wearing the pants of the barbarians? Leave your answer in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps a lot. If you're curious about more fascinating historical facts, I've got another video suggestion right here. See you in the next one.